Catholic memes. Pope Francis quotes. What is the most important subject to learn in life? To learn to love, Pope Francis. Convert. There is still time, so that you do not end up in hell. That is what awaits you if you continue on this path. You had a father and a mother, think of them. Cry a little and convert. If we do not make decisions in the name of Jesus, who is the door, we attempt to do so through a smuggler's hatch. He who does not enter the sheepfold by the door, but who tries to enter another way, is a thief and a robber. There is no other door than Christ. Usury humiliates and kills. Usury is a grave sin. It kills life, stomps on human dignity, promotes corruption, and sets up obstacles to the common good. We need to overcome the legacy of the Enlightenment. Education in general, but university education in particular, is not only about filling the head with concepts. 3 kinds of language are needed, and all 3 languages need to come into play: the language of the mind, the language of the heart, and the language of the hands. We need to think in harmony with what we feel and what we do, to feel in harmony with what we think and do, and to act in harmony with what we feel and think. An overall harmony, never divorced from the whole. For a little girl growing up Catholic today, will she ever have the opportunity to be a deacon and participate as a clergy member in the church?
No.
Lent is not about the formal observance of doing a little whatever and not eating meat on Fridays, while giving oneself free rein to grow in selfishness, exploit others and ignore the poor. There might be someone who thinks, today is Friday, I can't eat meat but I am going to have a nice plate of seafood, a real banquet, which, while appearing to be an abstinence from meat, is the sin of gluttony. Addressing the participants in the International Symposium Man-Woman Image of God, Pope Francis describes so-called gender ideology as the ugliest danger of our time, because it cancels out all differences that makes humanity unique. He asked if it was right to do away with a human life to solve a problem, adding, is it right to hire a hitman to solve a problem? One cannot do this. It is not right to do away with a human being, albeit small, to solve a problem. Pope Francis has invited all the faithful, of all the world, to pray the Holy Rosary every day, during the entire Marian month of October, and thus to join in communion and in penitence, as the people of God, in asking the Holy Mother of God and Saint Michael Archangel to protect the Church from the devil, who always seeks to separate us from God and from each other. The Pope asked the faithful to conclude the Rosary with the ancient invocation Sub Tuum Presidium, we fly to thy patronage, and with the prayer to Saint Michael the Archangel. Pope Francis at his general audience on Wednesday called prayer a work of the devil, and warned Christians to reject this and other temptations accessed through the internet. Any cell phone has access to this brutality, this language of the devil. Protecting human life is the preeminent social and political issue. There is a need always to keep in mind the inseparable connection between the unitive and procreative meanings of the conjugal act. When these 2 meanings are consciously affirmed, the generosity of love is born and strengthened in the hearts of the spouses, disposing them to welcome new life. We see that people do not want to have children, or just one and no more. And many couples do not have children because they do not want to, or they have just one but they have 2 dogs, 2 cats. Yes, dogs and cats take the place of children. Yes, it is funny, I understand, but it is the reality. And this denial of fatherhood or motherhood diminishes us. It takes away our humanity. And in this way civilization becomes aged without humanity, because it loses the richness of fatherhood and motherhood. And our homeland suffers, as it does not have children.